Yo, what is good, my anime people? What is good, yo? So, is it me or are we going to talk about this animation for Black Clover this week, man? Wow, it was kind of lackluster at some points, mostly the best parts. And then when all of a sudden the fighting like dies down by 1,000, the graphics somehow and some reason kick up into like ultra drive and make Asta look like the most badass person I've ever seen in my life. So why was this happening? And I kind of go into blame with the studio's production when it comes down to just like their actual choice in choosing to make certain fights look better than others. And I really hate to say this, but if you guys ever watch Yu Yu Hakusho, which I hope lots and lots of you watch because man, there's a lot of Yu Yu Hakusho looking references in this week's episode. Just the fight itself and the moves that were used. Um, Hiei being one of the main characters and the main character's friend um, uses a black dragon attack. And what we see in this episode is a very similar dragon attack. But the messed up part about the dragon attack is once the guy uses it, not only does it look very similar to the one that we've seen Hiei use in the anime, but it also got the horrendous rendering that it got this week that the same one in Yu Yu Hakusho got. I'm probably gonna be in a Discord talking about it with one of my buddies that we talk about usually slime and a little bit of everything when it comes down to anime. But when he saw Black Clover as well, he was rather disappointed in some of the details, like how I am. Like my first instance was to read what he said about it, and then I got on it and checked it out myself. So it does really hurt to see one of my favorite shows being just like completely dashed on animation only. But at the same time, I guess when it comes down to it, there was some ama- amazing looking parts, but it's like, man, bro, is this really like the top quality of 2018? Like, this is what a 2018 series has for it. You know, it kind of took me back to a time when all animes look relatively the same, and because they look relatively the same, none of them really shine much brighter. And the time like the period I'm talking about is actually the period of when an anime was out called G Gundam, and the main character had he called his Gundam Burning Gundam. Like for some reason, every anime around that era all looked the same. And to think that we're going back in time to like in the 19 something, 19, I remember watching that show in 1998 or something like that, you know? So it's like, where did all of this process go of learning how to make anime look dope in these high-end, high-fight, like just these moments that are so hype and stuff, we completely get ruined or like it looks ruined when you can't even make out what's really happening or what the characters are actually doing, man. So, mini, mini rant aside, the episode was hot. This was what I've been waiting for. This is, one of those things that you ask for in the show to finally, tell you what you've been waiting for. And then when you get it, it's like, it wasn't really that great after all, It's like, oh man, like that was it, bro. Like, shoot. We could have. It feels like you could have did something better than that, but no. The fight actually was hype. Um, I was not expecting so much, like ridiculous teleporting all around and flying and stuff like that. But what I did expect is, whenever we saw all of these different like many abilities from, the spirits, from, just different people in general doing like the absorbing stones that this guy had that they were fighting. Like all of these different things that are popping up can really be shown to, you know, um, change the likelihood of like any battle. So it was kind of weird to me to see, everybody just being utterly useless. But I also thought that we kind of seen who the witch kind of care for. Like there was like an image in the um, opening song, and she like has a cat or something that like crawls up to her, or like she's like happy to see it. So um, I was like, oh, maybe Asta's that unlucky, like he's the black cat in her life or something like that. And after seeing this week's episode and pretty much seeing that regardless of what happens of everything, I don't know what Vanessa's about to pull out, but it seems relatively dangerous. Holy crap, this girl's gonna kick my butt. I'm gonna get a mercenary. So if that is the case, and we're watching like Vanessa about to snap out, because the next episode's called like a blood, like the red string of fate or something like that. So I, I honestly don't know what we're gonna be getting here. But what I do know is I'm gonna be watching all of it. Because at this point, man, like Black Clover is gonna be what it's gonna be. Asta looked absolutely amazing at times, and then other times he just looked atrocious. Like when he started getting taken over by the witch, he looked like he lost every single ounce of muscle that he had ever put on. He was just a skeleton in that moment. It's like they don't really care necessarily about what's being said about these moments. It's more of, oh, this was a hype moment, so we got to make it look somewhat presentable. And then you forget that all of it should have looked at least presentable. And Asta chasing down this guy throughout the whole entire episode, just like chopped and screwed, it was like actually giving me a headache because it was going from good quality to bad quality. And you want to be hyped for something like this, but it's hard to when it's just so chopped and screwed the way that I saw it. But overall, I still think they had potential in making this episode much more beautiful. But I'm not gonna complain really anymore, because this show still has a very good story coming along with it. I feel like Yami. Excuse me, I'm sorry. It's my first video. I'm still waking up. I feel like Yami though was one of the more present people that should be capable of like taking on Asta and trying to figure out what the heck is going on to maybe even save him. But with him, not like the first mention of him was back when we talked to the Queen, and she was mad that Vanessa even you know, went with him in the first place. That now all of a sudden we're learning that he might be the only person to show up and save us, just like how he took out the guy from from the other side. So it's crazy to think to me that without any of these characters like showing up, oh my God, she is bodying me. Without any of these characters showing up, it's hard to say that um, they're just gonna come out okay. Like I said, Vanessa seemingly is the one that's gonna awaken something. We had Noelle kind of push past her limits, so it only seems right that someone else besides Noelle pushes her limits this week, including the way she was acting. She's just like freaked out about Asta and couldn't believe that who she was seeing was actually him, including since he was fighting so much differently and all these different things. Okay, so I can wait out her soul charge. Okay. Um, but with all that being said, the Queen is mean. Holy crap, man. Like, I understand that you might not like certain people in the world, but when they save your whole entire like community of witches and they go out of their way to try to not, fight the witches and, maybe take them out, seeing how they could. Um, and then you come out here and just do this that was absolutely mind-boggling to me. I was like, really, bro? Like, they're going that in deep, or the queen is going this deep right now on us after being saved, bro. Like, she is trash, man. So I'm not happy with the queen. It's not like I really cared for her character in the first place, but it's just like, wow, bro. This is how you're gonna do things here. She just keeps doing lows, man. It's so annoying. Like her lows they just look normal. It's just her kicking her feet down low, and it does like a million damage as if it was a strong attack or something. Um, but yeah, man, I'm really disappointed with how the queen like played out. But I mean, I didn't really expect much from her in the first place, simply because she's who she is, like she completely kind of gave us the hit that this is how she was and this is what she was going to be about. So seemingly it was right. She's seemingly always had plans on controlling the anti-magic sword, or at least she's known of it for quite a bit. And seeing that Asta has no magic and seeing that she could use that to her advantage really is playing out really well for her right now, because I don't see her losing like necessarily full control of something that she can, manifest that easily. Because if you really think about it, guys, she straight up, you know, can control blood. She is a blood mender. And to know that she can control blood that easily is very scary. I mean, not only did she control blood, she used her own blood to make like these weird crosses that seemingly these people can't even break out of it, like they're stuck there until either Asta kills them or Asta somehow breaks out and tries to save them. These are the only ways I see them escaping, and because of that, it's like, where do we go from here? I like how she just does every combo. I hope you guys are watching this. Like, look, that's the first time I go low and she goes low and then she goes overhead. Oh my god. Um, but yeah, I honestly don't think anybody is going to be like super dissatisfied with the overall fight. I mean, from what the people who know the manga of, the only thing I gotta complain about was how it looked in general. So, oh, that's why I'm not even strong against this girl. Do I have a power up? Opponent starts with this, but they are weak once soul charge fades. That's it. So I have no boost in attack. Got it. Um, but yeah, I honestly don't think they did too bad with it. It just feels like it could have been done like visually better. But I mean, that's just a nitpick for myself. I mean, some people might actually really enjoy this. I mean, it didn't look like, in my opinion, this didn't look better than Super. Okay, like we went from a show that really did look better than Super usually all the time to Super has it beat, and she just beat my special, bro. Come on, who is this chick? God? Is she a goddess or something? Like, come. Okay. Oh my god, this game. But yeah, I truly want to see what you guys are feeling on this episode. Let's go, baby! Because it's coming down to a very narrow margin of, like, we have Asta, who is like pretty much a demon, and like what do we go from there? Like, do we then see what Asta is going to become if he like transforms fully, or is this going to be one of these situations where we actually see a change, like he actually controls it like he wants? She broke that while mid attack, guys. Okay. This game is hilarious, bro. But if Asta learns how to master that, oh my god, bro. Like, we're gonna be seeing quite the bit of ridiculous like power leveling. And if you remember as well, like the queen says that he was somehow unconsciously tapping into that power and tapping out. So we already know that he has some form of control over it, in the sense of it never took control of him once he was unconsciously doing it. Because if he lost control, we would have saw a lot more of it. And because he kept control, just like how he kept control of half of his like body this week, and if he didn't, I'm pretty sure the guy he fought at the end would have been completely dead. He would have just like ended the dude. But because of how everything plays out, it just doesn't work out like that. Like he pretty much is like, you're gonna help me, heal every single person, because he did absorb the magic of the spirit of the salamander, who also had the ability to heal. So it makes sense that he would know that, seeing how he watched the guy take the power away from the girl. So I thought that was pretty smart on Asta's part, even though they, want to make him out to a rather dumb character. I love how she just throws out, I push square, guess what she's holding? R1. Like, come on, bruh. Come on, bruh. But yeah, I honestly don't see much more that this show could have did, because they usually put all their graphics in every episode. So because of that, they kind of lost out on the opportunity just to let this one shine by itself. I can't even do my special. This is trash. But yeah, I want to see what you guys are feeling about Black Clover, because at this point, it doesn't make sense to me that whoever, like whoever breaks out can somehow take on Asta if he's still controlled. I mean, at this point, his blood is being like forced to move, like forcing him to move and stuff like that. So it's not even the case of him like being somewhat in control anymore. Like the queen is straight up in control, and if someone breaks free and actually has to fight him, there should be no way that they actually come out with a victory. So that's kind of where I'm standing at with all this. I mean, even my computer is getting bodied by this girl, so I don't feel bad. Like my computer almost won one time out of like 6 times, okay? And for me, I actually won a round, so get off me. I love the aspect of this show. It's just, where does it go from here? And from what I've heard, there's still a lot more hype stuff to come. So with that being said, I am very hopeful that these hype moments don't get undersold due to animation error or animation like quality of how much money they had. And why did she just move, bro? Oh my god, I should have had that free win. But no, she wants to somehow slide to the right while I'm hitting her. She ducks at the last second. My god, am I going against an Evo champ or what? So yeah, let me know what you guys are feeling about this. I have a good feeling we're gonna see something amazing. I just honestly don't know what it is, because at this point in time, I'm pretty convinced that we're going to have to get like Asta mastering this power and absolutely slapping people, which is going to be fun. And she's just faster than me, period. Like, good god, man. She's not even in soul charge anymore, but she's still faster than me. It's awesome. I love it. Good lord. Yeah, this might be the last time you see me play Soul Calibur, because I don't play this game consistent enough to stay good, I guess. And I'm going against people that are higher level than me, and they have more DPS. It's just stupid. This mode is dumb. Like, look at this. That's 4 hits, 5, and he's already dead. And I'm supposed to just go in there and not get hit by any attack. So this is the true Black Clover fight right here. But yeah, thank you guys for the support. I will be dropping my Tokyo Ghoul review right after this one, so if you guys are watching this, make sure you subscribe and drop a like and share the video, because it will help us reach out and find some more community people that hopefully aren't toxic and just like to talk trash about anything for any reason. If you have a good reason for why you don't like something, you have a platform here to talk to me about it or to explain your side of it, and I usually give it a good look, or I look into what you wanted and throughout it all. So with that being said, look at this crap. I will talk to you guys in the next one. I'm probably going to beat this girl, and if I don't beat her before I start up my Tokyo Ghoul, I will still be fighting this girl. So be prepared for that. Be prepared to cry type of deal. So, all right, my anime people, I will talk to you in the next one. So with that, peace. Oh my God. Grab this little girl. Let's see how little damage this does. Trash. How is she block? I'm already hitting you and then you start blocking. Like, how does that make sense, bro? See, and then she's hitting me. I'm holding X and I'm not blocking. Good God, my anime people, help me. Help me. Let's go. All right, my anime people, peace. On that good note. On a good note. On a good note.